What's up, everybody? You already know it's your boy Rico no Suave here on a 1 2 1 2. Oh, I am back, everybody. Hey, I gotta tell you, I missed you. I missed you. I know you missed me, but I missed you back because I felt the vibe, everybody. I felt the vibe. It was so good. But welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Rico no Suave show. And yes, everybody, I want to say happy holidays to each and every one of you guys that's out there. Today and always around this time is always good to be able to celebrate, spending time with the family as well, too. And also based off of your religion, for you guys to be able to, of course, the culture, being involved in your culture, making sure that your kids are safe, making sure everyone stays safe, and actually doing everything in a positive and in the right way. Right. So I want to say happy holidays to all of you guys. And I do want to show you my buddy, right? Because one thing about showing you, let me see if I can grab him right quick. Here you go. This is my buddy, man. This is my buddy. And you know why I call him my buddy? Because I want to thank my mom, because during Christmas time, she loves Walgreens. And when I say she loves Walgreens, she loves giving me little knickknacks like this. And if I had a comedy special about my mom, it would be 2 hours, because my mom really loves to give me knickknacks like this. But, I cherish these things because my whole family laughs at me when I start playing around with it, because it is nice and I'm the baby boy, right? And of course, since I'm the baby boy, I have to play with this. And my mom, she says, you got to touch the foot in order for him to be able to do something. The batteries ran out on this, Mom. I'm just letting you know. I did play it enough, and this has been in my house for a long time. So I put this on my show dedicated to me, my mom, and my brothers and sisters that laugh at me. And this is about the holidays, right? And I can't wait to see what she's going to get me for this year. But I know it's going to be something, maybe a talking fish. This time, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it might be a dancing baby. I don't know. She might bring that back. I don't know. But I want you guys to have a great, happy holiday. And this is our holiday special, everybody, because I'm super happy to actually be here with each. And let me put my buddy back down. Hold on. Let me put him back down because, he's part of the prop today. Yeah. So welcome back to the show, everybody, and welcome. Please don't forget to please comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you guys are going to be doing for the holidays. If you're going to be by yourself, Netflix and chill. If you're going to be with the family, what are you going to eat for Christmas? Thanksgiving went past. I know, some of y'all probably still full. I'm full too, but I did work out. That's what I do. And hopefully that you guys actually are going to eat something well. So make sure you put that in the comments. If not, just talk to the TV and just let me know what you're going to eat. All right, I got to introduce a beautiful young lady. I had, big shout out to my man Troy Pryor, XL Film Festival, rocked it out. And it was cool because the Rico no Suave show was there. And because we were there, we were able to see this beautiful young lady that's here today. And I said, Harold Dennis, big shout out to Harold Dennis as well, too, because he's like, please tell Danita Patterson. I said, hello. I said, okay, let me introduce her first, and then I'll tell her that I just did that right now, Harold Dennis, right? And this beautiful young lady has a lot going on. She just flew in from LA just to be with me today. And I'm so happy, right? She brought good weather back. That means she talks to Mother Nature, the man upstairs, and, it's going to be 55 degrees this weekend. I'm super happy for her to actually be here today because she is that bright light. There's three things. I want to say there's five things, but there's that creator, writer, and also producer. She's professional, and she brings that bright light. That's five. I want to give her 5 right now, right? I want you guys to stand up, put your hands to your heart, and Danita Patterson is here with us today. Let's go. Danita, how are you, love?
I'm doing so well. Thank you. And happy holidays to you as well.
Happy holidays to you,
so
love.
Good to be with you again.
Man, it's good because the last time that we actually had this interview before, it was beautiful. It was beautiful because the energy was there. And we only had a short amount of time. But during that time, I said, I got to have her back on the show. Wow. I got to have her on the show because, our show, of course, have grown over the years, but it's good to have someone like yourself. I call you a celebrity. I told Troy Pryor, I said, man, I got to get that celebrity on my show. I said, whatever we got to do, we got to make it happen. In Chicago, we got to make it happen. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Any shout outs you want to give out to anybody before we get started?
Well, I want to shout out to Troy
Yes,
and
yes.
just to all my friends who are watching and supporting you. My mom,
Hi,
happy
Mom.
holidays. She's
Yes.
watching. She's like, how do I do this YouTube stuff? I'm like, okay, I'll set it up for you. So shout out to all my family and friends.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And it's good to actually have you here with us. So let's get it on. Let's get it on because there's a lot of things that I want the audience and I want a lot of people to know about you, right? So, please tell the audience what type of producer you are and why did you decide to become that type of producer?
So I am what's called a creative producer.
Okay.
There's line producers that are more so the finance producers. So
Yeah.
I'm a producer who is also creative,
Okay.
who also writes, and who also understands the business of putting and packaging film and TV projects together.
I like that.
So that's the type of producer that I am. I'm actually right brain, left brain, which sometimes you're either one or the other.
Yes.
So I'm able to get in the weeds around, my budget and understand how to make sure we're coming in budget for whatever we're doing for TV or film. But I'm also able to, I'm a deal maker. So I'm a deal making producer as well.
Wow. Because we need to break those down, and we did talk about the left brain, right brain, and we're going to get into that a little bit more because, we're aliens. We're not your ordinary people. And,
Right.
and when it came to you, and that's kind of what we talked about. We talked about not everybody has that specific gift,
Yeah.
right? That unique gift, right? When it comes to how you became that producer, walk us through because you're talking about a package deal. You're talking about three things in one.
Yeah.
So tell us in regards to how did you become that producer? Where did that all start at?
Sure. So it all started in Chicago.
Okay.
So my humble beginnings started here in my native hometown. And I was exposed to a producer when I was 16, my best friend's dad.
Okay.
And I was doing what was called, I thought I was just facilitating some events, but I really was producing.
Okay.
And so she said, I think you do something like what my dad does. So I met him. He is with a company that was also affiliated with Tribune Broadcasting and WGN.
Okay.
So his company was headquartered in those buildings and on those lots. And so I got a chance to, as a production assistant,
Yeah.
work my way up from production assistant to assistant to the producer, to associate producer, and then I actually changed my major and actually went to Northwestern, did my undergrad in radio, TV, film,
Okay.
and minored in journalism, and then continued working in television production when I was in college,
Yeah.
doing game shows, talk shows, award shows, musical specials. So I really cut my teeth on a lot of syndicated production here in Chicago,
Nice.
and just loved it. So I worked my way up the ranks, and for any of your emerging artists or producers,
Yes.
you pay your dues, you
Yes.
work your way up, you
Yes.
learn from other producers. And so that's what I did in Chicago, and then moved to Los Angeles 2 years after graduating from college and landed my first job on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
And then shifted from straight production into development.
Okay.
And working directly for Will Smith as his director of development. So
Nice.
that gave me my start. But I've always been a creator.
Okay.
And I've always been a person who was a visionary, who was just highly around writing. I wrote poetry when I was in elementary school. So I write everything, business plans. So for me, the writing just came very natural. So when I honed my craft, the creator, the writer, the producer, definitely began to be so strong for me on that right side of my brain.
Yeah.
And then as it related to, I actually went to B school and took executive training.
Okay.
So in entrepreneurship, so that I can understand show business
Yes.
and the business of the show.
Yes.
And so that gave me that left brain so that I
Yes.
can really be a general practitioner when I'm working with a lot of my line producers or UPMs, so that I can really understand what they're doing, or deal making with financiers, so that we understand how we're going to pay for this.
Right,
And
the
then
budget, yeah.
I want to be creative, but how do I work within the line? So that's kind of my trajectory.
You hit a lot of great points of how to come up. Because sometimes people, when they're finishing one step, they want to jump to level 15,
Yes.
from 1 to 15, and they don't understand that if you count your numbers, there's 1, 2, 3.
There's a process.
It's a process. The one thing that I think people don't understand is that when they see your success, they think that it's easier to get there because they see what you've done and they see the outcome, but they don't understand the obstacles, the struggles, and things like that, and also the people you meet along the way in order to know who's right, who's wrong, right? You hit on, because you said you graduated from college, was it like 3 years ago?
3 years, yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm sticking to that story.
Okay, cool. Okay, so 3 years ago, right, when you actually started the producing piece, and we're going to hit on that left brain, right brain, because I think it hits on every milestone you have accomplished. When you're actually going through the assistant producer into that producer, because that's a fine line between the two of understanding what the producer. How did you get promoted from that assistant producer to get into, producing? Because after then, and after there, it's just straight up. So how did that happen?
That's a great question because I'm very process oriented. So I love that you're asking because I love next gen leaders, but a lot of times they want a finished cake, but they don't know that you got to put it in the oven, and don't have a microwave cake. But if you're going to do it old style like my grandmother, you got to put that in the oven and wait, okay, and watch through the window. So what I would say is, for me, I had a lot of diligence.
Okay.
I love learning.
Good.
I will never stop loving learning. I'm a lifelong learner.
Let's go.
And I would ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
And I would make sure that I was working with people that I wanted to learn from. I always put myself around people who know more or at least the same, but we can be iron sharpening iron.
Okay.
So I would ask questions. And I would also say to them, my ultimate goal is, but I'm there serving them. So when you serve, the greatest leader is a servant. So I learned how to be a servant leader. So I'm a servant producer. Okay. And so I served in other people's productions and movies and TV projects so that one day I could do mine. So I would show up on time. I would be very diligent. I would anticipate needs. So sometimes I could see the producer might be getting a little rattled. This is when I was an assistant producer or even a PA. They're getting rattled. And I'm like, oh, do you need this? And I knew what they needed, so I would have it right there. And so they loved that I was anticipating needs, and I was a solutionist. I was solving problems before the problem could go out of hand. And I was calm, so they saw that in me. But I asked questions, and sometimes after we finished shooting, I would say, when you have an opportunity, can we have an informational meeting? I just need 15, 20 minutes of your time. And I would be able to shine in that moment. I'd be able to let them know what my goals are and be able to appreciate and learn and glean from them. How did you get to where you are? And what did it take? So they would help me to understand education, mentorship, internships, all of that. So by the time I was doing my internship at ABC WSTV, Pam Whitfield let me produce 13 episodes of Face to Face with Vernon Jarrett. So, they trusted me because they knew she wants to excel. And I have a spirit of excellence that is important to me. Not perfectionism, but excellence. And so they saw that, and I was surrounded by people with excellence.
Man, I'm amazed. I love it, man. I see excellence right now. I see the glow.
Thank you.
I think that's that bright light. That bright light. I'm watching you right now and talking. Because a lot of people, and I'll tell my producer to turn the light down because I know you're getting bright because you get that. No, I'm just joking. Because you got that excellence there, and I love this because the energy that you have of becoming that assistant producer and then showing them. The one thing that I love, and I'm an IT guy, I'm in technology, right? So when it comes down to troubleshooting humans, you a solution maker. You were kind of like the psychologist behind the scene of saying, oh, this person is too stressed out. Did you need this? Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. My stress level has came down a notch. And you're actually helping people in a humble way, though.
Thank you.
Like in a humble way, because that right there is one of the most, how can I say, cause of heart attacks is because of stress.
High stress.
And you're actually was saving people's lives while you were doing that.
I rescued you, right?
You were rescuing people.
But there's something that you're saying that I do remember I did in a particular situation. something was going really awry. The talent had not showed up. This was a TV special. And the talent had not showed up. They were at O'Hare Airport, and they needed to be here for a live taping. I did not tell the producer yet, because I was working out to see how we could get the talent here, because I know that would have stressed the producer in a lot. So there are times when I anticipated, when is it wise to share more than I need to right now? And at what point do I need to share that? So I waited just maybe an additional 15 minutes, and thank God the talent was 15 minutes away.
Wow.
So by the time I told the producer, I was able to say, okay, we had a delay, but they're 15 minutes out. Is there a way for us to shift who goes on first so that we can give them time to get in makeup and get on stage? So that's how you're seen by doing your job, by helping even someone else do their job better, make them shine.
Yes.
You know, I shine because there's a shine coming from here.
Come on.
And then there's some shine coming from here.
Come on.
But if I put some shine on you, then we shine together.
We blow up, baby. I really
it.
love that. I really love that concept, because it is about who you help and who remembers you when you help.
Yes.
That person definitely remembers you because they understood where you were going from an assistant producer to that producer level. You know, after that, you know, I have to say, time is always flying by fast. And we could have went more in on that, which we will a little bit, you know, later, because I do want to understand, once again, the left brain, right brain is working as you continue to progress and make that excellence happen, right? Not perfection, but making that progress to get to excellence, right? You're the CEO, executive producer, creator of your own production company, Destiny Unlimited, specializing in media on purpose. What was your path in the multimedia company? Talk to us about that.
So for me, having worked with so many other companies, whether it was Will Smith's, working with Blair Underwood, you know, NBC, Sony, Disney, just working with so many, I really used that as a way for me to see, how do you do this? How do you do this? And actually, when I was a junior in college, I was reading a book, Blacks in Entertainment. And I learned about the Oscar Michels, and I learned about African Americans who owned production companies and owned radio stations. And I said, one day. So for me, that aspiration, that seed was there. So when I worked in other people's companies and organizations and networks, it allowed me to say, okay, let me work here, but I'm writing, I'm building over here. And I'm building my field of dreams.
Come on.
I'm building it, right? But I'm helping other people's dreams come true.
Of course.
So now Destiny Unlimited, my destiny is unlimited.
Oh, come on.
Right?
Come on.
And so, because I was born with multiple gifts, and so I had to house my own destiny so that I could know how to be e pluribus unum, one out of many, 5 fingers, but one hand, one person, but multiple gifts.
Come on.
So multimedia was easy for me because I came out multimedia. Writing, producing, singing, songwriting, you know, and even business aspects. So that is something where Destiny Unlimited really began to be a seed that grew up into, we now have a slate of TV, a slate of film, as well as other content, and some of that is going to be coming in Chicago that I'm going to shoot here. So I'm spending a lot more time in my hometown because I always had a dream to bring more production back to Chicago.
Come on.
I love LA, but Chicago's my home.
Come on, man. Come on. Chicago is always going to be that home for a lot. I have to say that, you know, because of you went to those different levels, because you have went through those different networks, broadcasting networks, it helped you understand how to build your own company. But also, let's go back, because when we talked about Blair Underwood, we talked about Will Smith, those connections that you actually have was part of your portfolio, was part of your resume, and people look up to them as role models and people that you've actually worked with. When we talk about Destiny Unlimited, Did you also talk to like the celebrities, like of course keeping in contact as far as with them to let them know as far as what you're working on to be able to help for your project as far as with your company?
Yes, and something that's really interesting is relational equity is something that is huge to me,
Yeah.
and it's huge for people who really are at the top of their game.
Okay.
So in the same way, you don't just squander money, you don't squander relationships.
That's right.
So relational
Man.
equity for me too is I don't call people until I really feel led that that's a call I'm supposed to make.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
It's just like when you're playing cards, you don't pull your trump card out until you need it, right? So, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes people who don't understand, oh, why don't you call so-and-so? It's not time.
Yeah.
When it's time,
Yeah.
it's time.
It's time.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, I respect their time. And I also respect when you do have celebrities in your world,
Yep.
you don't abuse those relationships either.
Sure.
Because everybody's trying to hit them up.
That's right.
But it is very important because many times those who you have worked with, and it doesn't have to be celebrities, it could be former bosses.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
they just want to know. I just met with one of my mentors who was Quincy Jones's attorney when I first met her.
Wow.
She and I just had lunch on Sunday, and we were just talking about the times and what it meant being in Hollywood and all of the different things that it takes, and you know, being a woman and being an African American woman or a
Yeah.
BIPOC,
Yeah.
like how we made it and navigated and helped each other. And
Yeah.
so it's important to reconnect, let them know that the seeds they sowed in you have blossomed into something. But sometimes I have found I've ended up helping those who first helped me. And so it's wonderful when you get a chance to
Yeah.
work with people that you once helped them build their foundations, and now they come back and they help you. So it's all about respecting those relationships
Yes.
and building on those relationships.
You know, you talk about equity, you know, because there's equity in everything.
Yes.
You know, in the home where you first, you know, live at with your parents, you know, there's equity there, right?
Right.
There's also equity of discipline, right? In
yes.
order that you learn from your parents and people that actually have parents to be, or guidance or guardians to be able to help them build their own equity, to be able to say, hey, it's time for you to be in the house when the light comes on.
Right.
You know exactly where you actually need to be. That
Discipline.
keeps you punctual, right? The respect that you actually have for others comes
Yes.
into play of equity within yourself to be able to say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, I appreciate, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That takes you a long way in regards to when we talk about how you troubleshoot humans. And also that phase in your life back then, even though you were in training back then,
Yes.
it allowed you to actually continue to make progress of people knowing who Danita is when you were at level 1, going to level 5, going to level 10 to 15. And I commend you because of
Thank
that,
you.
because building this, I'm helping you still, I'm still helping you.
Yeah.
But I'm building my thing back
Yes,
here
yes.
where I'm going to help other people come up so they can know how to assist me like I assist other people.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to build that also more equity because just came back from LA. Thank you for the weather. And then you actually brought it to Chicago, and now you're actually going to build even more here in Chicago, which equity just continues to grow within
Wow.
you. And I really love that. I
I
really
love
that.
that you were able to unpack that
Yeah.
because that's really how we build.
Yes.
You're building equity.
Yes.
We're building economies.
Yeah.
Like for me, my dream in my own hometown is for the economy of this industry that I have seen boom in Los Angeles as well as in Atlanta.
Yes.
That what does it mean to build a Midwest
Yeah.
Hollywood?
Yeah.
You know, and to bring more content and more work here. But that's money too, because this is one of the #1 exports in the United States. And my state needs to, my home state needs to get some of that.
Chicago has talent.
We have so much talent. It's a major export. We export all the talent from Northwestern, Columbia,
Come on.
DePaul, all
Yes.
of these universities are in New York, LA, and Atlanta. And so that's why even with my outreach organization, I am headquartered here for my outreach to help to literally cultivate the next generation of producers, writers, directors, actors, songwriters, singers, you know, in the technology business, because there's I could have been a doctor right now, as opposed to being in this area that I so love, that is so my personality, and I get to be everything that I want to be in this.
Doesn't it feel good? No?
It feels great. I'm living my purpose.
I'm telling you. You know, one of my producers, me and my producers, before we take a commercial break, me and my producer and Cheesecake, we call him Cheesecake, as well. Well, not the producer, his name is Cheesecake, but he got a duck called Cheesecake. And we went down to LA, and the vibe, what we brought from Chicago to LA was like everybody loved what we were there for, that bright light. Yes. And I know how you feel about that, because it feels good when you're being recognized, right? It feels good that people love what you do and how you're doing certain things. And I had a chance to meet Fran Drescher wardrobe assistant, Brenda Cooper.
Okay.
And Brenda Cooper was like, when we stepped into the place, Brenda Cooper was like, I seen you before. I was like, really? I'm nervous. And she's like, I want to be on your show. I was like, really? Wow. Divide the equity that we talked about. Wherever we go, we build that equity. We make sure that people understand the value that we have when we talk to them. Yes. And it felt so good to be able to feel that. So I'm vibing. Yeah. I'm vibing what you're talking about, because I do want to talk a little bit more, you know, once after this commercial break, I do want to talk about, you know, how, when you were building that, you know, that foundation, what were some of the struggles you went through with building that, right? So because it is real. Yes, it is real. All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You already know, I got my girl Danita Patterson up in here with me. Yes, and just hold on to your seats. We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody. We'll see you later. Welcome back, everybody. We are here. We are here. Me and her. We are here with the crew. Welcome to the holiday special. We are gifted today with Danita Patterson, creator, writer, producer, and a lot of other things. Boom, we give her a high five. You know why, everybody? Because if you're just now tuning in, rewind, because you are missing some really great info that you really want to take as far as a milestone for yourself. Danita, when we talk about that foundation, when we talk about how you built that, what were some of the struggles that you kind of went through with trying to build your own company in general? What was that like?
I'm glad you asked this question, because people always see the end result, but they never see the process, but also the obstacles and the struggles that you have between. So some that I have experienced are a few, in that once you're doing something for others, sometimes people want you to stay in that role. So you have to know when to leave a situation in order to be able to have your own. Yeah. You know, and it doesn't mean that you haven't served your purpose there. Sure. But sometimes that has been a struggle for someone to see that you can actually do something on your own and not only in service to them. Yeah. Right? So that's a struggle. But also the financing. You know, I'm touching on that because we work in a cyclical industry. And so this is not a 9 to 5, every 2 weeks, here's your check. And so for me, it's not just me, this is a struggle for our industry. So I want to answer this so that this can really help others. You know what you're choosing to be. You're an automatic entrepreneur, whether you understand it or not. You're an independent contractor. Right. And so in that situation, there's highs, there's lows. Yeah. And through that, you have to make sure when you're in a high, you can save some monies. You can know that the low is going to come. It's like riding a wave. Yeah. And in riding that wave, you're able to know, ooh, I hope that I stored up enough here so that when I got here. So those kind of struggles, and jealousy competition.
Talk to the audience about that. They need to know that. Yeah, let them know about jealousy,
Okay.
because jealousy, boy, I tell you, that's
Ooh,
the thing.
So for me, my competition is with myself. I've always competed with myself. When I was a gymnast here in Chicago, a dancer, all of those things before even getting into my production career, I compete with myself. Hate is a strong word, but I just disdain that there's so much comparison that people don't realize their unique originality of who they are. And so if you knew who you were, you wouldn't be in my business, and you wouldn't want what I have. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be inspired by me. I want you to be inspired by me to be all that you can be, because you came here with a purpose and a destiny, and you are robbing me of not having your contribution to the world. So the jealousy part has backstabbed me, and let's be real, even with some of my own BIPOC culture. I'm just being real.
Yeah,
You asked me to,
yes,
right?
Yeah. Get 'em.
And so it's not even about color. Sometimes it's about green and only green. And I have found that when I've been able to bring value to people, to their lives, to their business, to their bottom line, that many times has caused my gender and my color to be of no effect. Meaning it has not mattered, because we were there solving problems together. We were humans doing something great together, right? So for me, there's no reason for you to stab me in the back.
Right.
There's no reason for you to undermine me or block me before I can get to where I need to get to.
Yeah.
Because what people don't realize is I'm a Midwestern girl who just happens to work in Hollywood. My goal is to build an economy, which means I want to employ you. So if you block and stop me, I can't employ you.
Right.
So if you don't let me do what I need to do to go ahead to get it done,
Yeah.
then you have actually blocked all of us. And so the crabs in the barrel, that's a struggle.
Yeah.
The financial cyclical aspect, that's a struggle. And then for some people, rejection can really be the demise of their career. Just because you say no doesn't mean that my life stops.
Right.
And
Yes.
what you think about me is none of my business.
Right.
What God thinks about me is all my,
On my business.
right?
Yes,
so
I love that.
this is where when you know
Yeah.
yourself, when you know your identity, when you know why you're here. I went to LA on purpose, with a purpose, for a purpose. I didn't just go there because everybody else was going.
Yeah.
So that anchored me, so when the struggles come and the unexpected, last struggle, I'm in a $30 million deal, and out of nowhere, I'm healthy as I don't know what. I mean, I'm a health fanatic. And I have an unexpected, strange occurrence where I get a shot for something that other people have gotten a shot for, and I am the 1% that has the allergic reaction, and I almost die.
Wow.
Almost die.
Wow.
So what do when your health and your wealth are connected, and you have to rebuild, and you have all this vision, and you have all of this? So what happens when bad things happen to good people? I'm here, I'm a miracle.
Let's go. Let's go, man.
So,
Wow.
struggle is a part of life.
Yeah.
We struggle to come out of the womb
Yeah.
to be here.
Yeah.
We struggle, but, we come forth pure gold.
Yeah.
And so it's a part of it. We struggle to get a movie done, to get a film done,
Sure.
to get this radio show done.
Yeah.
We struggle.
Yeah.
But it's the beautiful reward on the other side. So I hope I answered your
No,
question.
you answered the question because you told them what they need to hear. And I think that the one thing is that they needed to hear that, because, certain people don't understand that some of the similarities that you may be going through, when someone else from the outside talk to you, instead of hearing it from your parents and hearing it from your loved ones, because
Yeah.
sometimes we just don't listen to them, right? But when we hear from a third person or someone from the outside, we tend to understand and say, you know what, I should have listened to my parents, I should have listened to my brothers and sisters, whoever, right, or my close friends, right, to be able to hear that and understanding what the struggle is before you get to that success,
Yes.
right? It takes a long time.
Can I say something?
Of course.
Struggle builds character.
Of course.
I have seen a number of celebrities who got the success, but their character couldn't hold them. There's something that a wise person said to me in my 20s, and they said, Danita, you are a superstar. You are, you touch it and it turns to gold. But the thing that's going to allow you to last is the character. So don't forsake the lessons and the tough stuff, because that character is going to keep you and sustain you in your success. And I never forgot that from my 20s.
I think the character, would you consider the character as far as your personality, or would you also consider the character as far as like a passion that you're actually trying to maintain for something that you're trying to,
let's say yes and.
Okay.
Let's put an and.
Okay.
Let's not put a but. And your character is your integrity.
Okay.
Integrity is who you are when no one is watching. So there was times no one was watching, and the same integrity I had in public when the lights were on is the same integrity I had in my one-bedroom apartment, or on a futon, or in my, multi-million-dollar house, or whatever.
Sure.
So for me, it's who are you?
Right.
Are you compromising?
Yeah.
Are you doing certain things to get to the top? Are you taking shortcuts? So your character are the decisions that you're making.
Yeah. Man. Man. Oh, man. I'm struck. I'm struck in a good way of like it's a lightning bolt, and it's just that hit them hard and say, hey, listen up, people.
Yeah.
Because you have a path that you need to understand that you're going down, where you're the instructor telling people, hey, this is what I went through.
Yeah.
There's similarities that you're going through. You
Yes.
gotta understand this.
Yes.
You can't go from 1 to 15
Yeah.
just that easy. You
Yeah.
got to go to 1, gradually go up to 5, gradually go up to 10,
Yeah.
and then you can get to 15. But once you get to 15, now you understand the whole process of being able to get to where you need to get to. And it's the equity.
Yeah.
Left brain, right brain does work for certain people. Not everyone like itself.
Yes.
But as long as one side of that brain works and you got a little bit inside of the other brain, it kind of works as well
Yes.
too, just to get you to where you need to be able to get to. You continue to work on both sides,
Yes.
right?
Or hire someone.
Or hire someone.
So for whatever you don't know, hire someone who knows that so that you can fill in the gaps.
That is correct. You the bomb. Give me this. You the bomb. You the bomb. There's people in the audience, and I do have to say hello to them, right?
Hello.
Because Harold Dennis,
Hi, Harold.
he said, Danita. He said, what's up, Danita? Anita Antoinette says, hello, thank you so much. He says, yes, you're throwing facts out there. John T. for free is actually checking in as far as with us. He says, Chicago needs more production. I love it. And then we have Corey Cledgett. What's up, Corey? How you doing, Papa? He says, Rico. I said, what's happening? Juan Ortiz says, Wepa. What's up, Papa? Thank you so much for actually tuning in. And everybody that's tuning in right now, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. Anita says, live that struggle builds character. What an awesome quote. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Harold Dennis says, hey, what's up? Hey. Now, because, everybody here, and everybody in the world always, when you work with a certain celebrity, right? I'm kind of going back, probably using my left brain right now. So when it comes back to Will Smith and working with Blair Underwood, right? How was it working with, because the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you caught him at a young age where he's hilarious, but that was his prime. It's like Martin
Funny.
Lawrence back in
Yes,
the day, in
yes.
his time. So you did something as far as with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and also Bad Boys as well too. What was that like? What was that experience like?
So Fresh Prince was absolutely fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost like we were getting paid to have absolute fun. Friday nights tapings were like nothing you have ever experienced in your life.
Yeah.
And working with Will, he is so funny and just so real that at times I had to say, look, be serious. We got to get work done. And he's like, you work for me. I'm like, yes, but we need to work, right? And so it was so much fun.
Yeah.
The cast, the crew, it was a big family. So even when the 30-year reunion came out, I was in tears because I was a part, of so much of that. And I remember a lot of that. And it was just a moment in time and it's interesting, we worked on the lots next to the Jamie Foxx show and Out All Night. And, Martin's people wanted to hire me to come and do for him what so we were all one big family.
That's hot.
So that was amazing. And then Blair's a, dear friend of mine and like family.
That's
and
hot.
just, working on projects together and helping each other, just navigate as dream keepers. That was just amazing as well. So, I just have had some beautiful golden experiences working with Devon Franklin and just others recently that it really allowed me to just see you don't do this alone.
Yeah. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence worked together in Bad Boys, which I love.
And I forgot to tell you this.
Talk to me.
So when I was Will's director of development, the Bad Boys script came across my desk.
No way.
So that's what was pretty amazing, is to see from beginning to end how something that just comes in like a script, just like you may send someone a script, that script has turned into this franchise.
Wow.
So that, is, I forgot to answer that question, but I'm glad you went back to that.
Yeah.
But that was like, wow. Look at this to that. And so many times people overlook things and they don't realize that that's something that is going to blow up into something so big. But I'm glad that the whole team did not overlook that, because Bad Boys is, has really done very well.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when they actually was in production, how did that come across? Like, how did you get that position as far as with Fresh Prince?
So that's a very interesting question. When I moved to Los Angeles, I didn't know anyone. I had courage. I'm an only child who moved from Chicago to Los Angeles and didn't know anyone there. Wow. So I called Northwestern University and I said, do we have any alumni that are in Los Angeles? They gave me a name of 10 alumni. And I reached out to 3 of them. And Jan Abrams, I think is her last name.
Okay.
She put me in touch with June Baldwin, who I just had lunch with.
Okay.
June Baldwin put me in touch with Winifred Hervey Starwood, who was the executive producer of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nice.
And Winnie said, I want you to meet our line producer. And the line producer said, you are overqualified, but if you want to work on this show, we have 1 position left. And I took it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And this is important for your audience.
Talk to
and
them.
After that first season, I said, Will, I want to have an informational meeting with you, because one day I'm going to be in multiple aspects of the media and you're the closest thing to that. And he said, oh, let's sit down. When he found out my background and what I had already done and what I wanted to do, 2 weeks later, he said, how would you like to work with me? I said, it depends. He said, it depends. I said, yes, I got a vision. And so he said, how about this? You write your job description, tell me what it would take for you to do this, and let's meet again. I wrote the job description, 2-3 pages. We went to the 4 Seasons in the lobby area. He read it. 5 minutes later, signed it, and said, when can you start?
Dang. That's love.
Yeah.
That's
but the
love.
Initiative
Yes.
to ask the question
Yes.
for the meeting,
Yeah.
and then to share who I was and what I wanted to do and not be afraid, because for me, I'm not a respecter of persons. Yes, he's a celebrity, but he's a person.
Of course.
And I treat people with respect
Of course.
and with honor,
Yep.
but I don't treat them like gods, because I only have one.
That's right. I like that. Come on, man. This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful, man. We got to take another break.
Yes.
Oh man. And time is flying by fast. And we need 2 hours with you. But I want you to sit back, relax, because we got something called NASCAR Moments. Let's go. All right, NASCAR Moments. It's your boy, Rico No Suave. And when we do NASCAR, because we are affiliated with doing media with NASCAR. And, of course, if you love race car driving, everybody, they were here in Chicago for the street race, one of the historical moments here. And then, of course, me going to Vegas to be able to cover that as well, too. I once again want to thank NASCAR Moments. But this NASCAR moment he's a champion, everybody. He is a champion. My man, Ryan Vargas. My man, Ryan Vargas is a 2023 Comcast Community Champion of the Year. Congratulations to him for being crowned the 2023 Comcast Community Champion of the Year. The program was created by Comcast to recognize those in the NASCAR industry who are going above and beyond to support local communities Through his accomplishments, a $60,000 donation will be provided to FACES, the National Association, which brings the total contributions made by Comcast to over $1 million. My man, when we talk about him, and I want to go to the next one now. This is, of course, him as far as with the kids being at camp, and this is actually called Faces as well too. Vargas was chosen by a panel comprised of Comcast and NASCAR executives, including Jessica Ferreira and the 2022 Comcast Community Champion, who received the award for her dedication to support foster children during the COVID pandemic and her work with Foster Village in Charlotte, an organization that allows foster parents to connect with and support each other. So this all comes into play of my man just doing things as far as for the actual community. And I have to say, with $60,000 to be able to have that as a donation is a big step, but also going to that $1 million mark as well too. So Ryan Vargas, hey, you have met your requirements of being on the Rico No Suave show as the Moments of NASCAR. Congratulations, my man. Congratulations. All right, let's get back to you. Because it's there's a lot of great things that you have done, and people for you don't know, this is Danita Patterson, creator, writer, producer, and other things that brings it up to high five. That's what we talk about here. So, are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And shout out to Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan. Let's go. Let's talk about real quick about outreach, right? Let's talk about the company as far as that you have. Now, of course, we want to know as far as how we can support the outreach, but let's talk about your company, and then we can talk about how we can actually support as far as your company when it's part of the outreach program. Talk to us about that.
So thank you so much.
No problem.
There's just a wonderful quote, to whom much is given, much is required. And I've been extremely blessed in my life, and I knew that it wasn't just for me. So at age 10, I actually had a vision of my outreach organization.
Okay.
I didn't know the name of it at the time, but it is now Destiny Outreach. And because my parents sheltered my dreams and gave me the ability to explore and to be exposed to careers, but to be also exposed to the unlocking of my destiny. That is what Destiny Outreach does. We unlock destinies for youth 12 to 17 and 18, 35 plus. In helping them to realize their ultimate potential in life, school, and work, and we expose them to careers in entertainment, technology, and business. Because had I not been exposed, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today.
Yes,
We founded in Chicago.
Okay.
Through CPS.
Nice.
We have worked with Bank One Scholars, YMCA Black Hispanic Achievers Program.
Nice.
We've worked with around the nation. We've worked in Chicago, Los Angeles, Florida, Atlanta, Maryland, so many different places, and we've impacted thousands and thousands of youth and young adults. And so it's through our Dreams and Destiny curriculum where we teach you how to find, fight, and fulfill your dreams. So that is what we're doing. And
triple Fs.
We want the triple, I love it, or F to the third power. There's just so much work that we're doing, because I want to say this last thing, social and emotional and vocational learning is something that I found was missing in the intellectual academic world.
Okay.
And if you give holistic training, then you will actually be holistically helping someone to understand life, school, and work. If I have a life, I go to school in order to be able to get the training and the tools in order to plug into meaningful work, so that my destiny, my DVD, what's your DVD? What's your dream? What's your vision? What's your destiny? So that you can live all three of those. So that's what we work with youth and young adults, to help them realize their ultimate potential in life.
When you said DVD, I thought about DVD. Like, I want to put a DVD in to see what chapter I need to go to in order for me to make sure that I understand.
We put a twist on that. We said, look, what's your DVD? Now, in in the 21st century, we can't use DVD in the way we used to, but now, what's your DVD?
Right.
Yes, what's your dream, vision, and destiny?
Brought me back. Brought me back a few. But
you're telling your age.
I know. And I'm so hyper about it. I'm so hyper about my age, because they're like, you don't look your age. I'm like, well, thank you so much. I appreciate your service.
Take the compliment.
Right? So, because outreach, and we talk about the community, and we're big on that. The Rico and Suave show is really big in regards to being able to help, and
Yes.
also to help recognize people, but also for the youth, right? To be
Yes.
able to help the youth, to be able to give them, internships, right? To
Yes.
also be able to help them understand technology behind the scenes. Now, of course, since you're in film, right? And I know you said from age 12 to
12 to 17,
12 to
as
17.
well as 18 to 35 plus. Like
Okay.
we're working with Northwestern University,
Yeah.
the athletes, and yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. So I'm super hyped that you're doing that, right? The connections. Because in order for people to know who you are, there's marketing that's involved, but it's also talent that's involved to be
Yes.
able to help promote you as your organization. How were you able to connect with different states? Being known that you're here in Chicago, how was it being able to connect with different states in order for them to be able to know what about your outreach program?
So
Or
first
just
of all, I've lived in 2 states for a long time,
Nice.
for over a couple of decades, right?
Okay.
And so, of course, wherever I am, I'm able to be a force to be reckoned with in those cities and states, right?
like that.
But then what happens is the different relationships that we build with individuals, even in Chicago or in Los Angeles, say, "Oh my God, I have a friend in Virginia. This would be great for their program there." Oh, in Florida, we would love to. Or DCFS, I've been the keynote speaker and I've worked with them. I've worked with Victoria Rouse foster care in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I've worked with the 100 Black Men of America in Atlanta, in San
Nice.
Francisco, and so.
Yeah.
And then once you sow excellence, people want a repeat of it, and
Yeah.
they'll tell 2 friends, and so on and so on. And the work we're doing is very unique. It's really unique because it is literally unlocking destiny. I know what I'm talking about because I'm living my destiny.
Yeah.
And I'm living it with the find, with the fight,
Yeah.
and the fulfill.
Yeah.
I didn't just go from find to fulfill. I have had to fight.
Fight.
So I understand
One,
the
10,
process.
yes,
Come on, you
yes,
said it, right?
yes.
So for me, we're giving it to you real. Even when we have panelists come in, we say, don't just come in and talk about all of your accolades.
Right.
Tell us the ugly, the good, the bad, the ugly. When you lost all your money.
Yes.
When you lost your health,
Right.
so you lost your
Yeah,
money and had
yeah.
to make a comeback.
Yes.
When you had to call people and say, the show is not going on because I'm not going on right now.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
We literally had a president of a bank who, here in Chicago, who came and she sat on the panel and she shared with us that her dad was an alcoholic and spent her college money. So did she not go to college? She ended up having to get a job as opposed to having the money that was set aside for that.
Wow.
And she still went to college and she was the president of a bank.
Let's go.
So the kids that we impact need to know, you need to know.
Yes.
That it's not,
Talk to 'em.
it's not if you fall once, twice, 3 times, if you've got obstacles, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Right.
And if you don't give up, you will finish.
You the ball once again. You the ball once again. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my God. We need more time.
I know.
We need more
I've enjoyed
time,
too.
man. We need more time. But for everybody that's here, hey, all you have to do is listen. That's all you have to do. When you listen and you understand someone's milestones, it's the inspiration to be able to help you. But there's educational tools from street life versus to in class to be able to help you in
Yes.
industries.
Yes.
Right? And you have shown that today
Thank
to people to let them know that, hey, just because I work with certain celebrities doesn't mean that you can't do it too.
Yes.
It's about great connections, but it's also character.
Yes.
Using your left and right brain with equity to be able to make sure that you continue to fulfill yourself, and hopefully that equity that you have was from your parents,
Yes.
from growing up and being respectful, I should say, but being respectful as well
Both.
too. But both, yeah. I mean, with both of them, and also understanding how to carry that and continue to be disciplined that way. You've been awesome.
Thank you.
But you know what else is awesome? gifts.
Oh.
I love gifts. Do you like gifts?
I love gifts.
You love gifts?
I love gifts.
Okay, I got a gift for you.
Come on.
I do. I got something.
I'm
for you.
childlike when it comes to presents.
I got something for you.
Come on, bring it on, bring it on.
Let's go. You know, boom.
Bam.
Let's
Right
go.
there.
Let's go.
I
So
love
this
it.
shirt,
Thank
this
you.
shirt right here. Let me tell you the reason behind this shirt, and I tell a lot of people about this shirt that's either on my show or my audience. The reason why you deserve this is because the symbolism behind your character, it's behind your fight, it's behind your passion.
Thank you.
But it's also behind the milestones of you going from 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 15. And along that, showing people when you were that assistant producer, showing them, hey, let me give you some coffee, or let me give you something to help you stress.
Yes.
Bring that down, so they will be able to remember who you are as a person, right? And then that producer came into play because they understood you as a person.
Yeah.
They understood who you were. Also, last but not least, you're treating celebrities like humans.
Humans.
There's only one God. And if you treat them like a God, then they're going to think, well, there's this another person that's just blowing my head up. No, you're human.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else. You like breakfast? Me too. You know what I mean? You like dinner? Me too. Right? And this right here shows you about who you are as a person. And this is why you deserve this shirt. So welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Got my shirt.
That's right. That's
Thank
right.
you so much.
You are very welcome, man. You're very welcome. And hopefully everybody is loving this show today. But we got to put up your social media.
Please
We got to
do.
put up your social
Please
media.
do.
So everybody, check her out. She's at the first one. Let's put that up at YouTube at Danita Patterson Official. Yes, that is where you basically need to be there. Subscribe to her channel. Just subscribe. And also click on that notification when she uploads. You already know. Let's go to that next one. The next one is, Instagram. Oh, wait. Yes, Destiny Outreach Official. Yes, that is another one. So make sure you go ahead and follow her there on Instagram. And of course, you probably saw the Instagram as far as on her lower third as well, too. Let's see. Do we have that one as well? Okay, so on her, also we have the other one that you probably saw throughout. So make sure you go to that other Instagram. Check it out. All right, here's the next one. We do. Yes, she is on Facebook, baby. Yes, that is Danita Patterson. Make sure you go. And don't spam her, everybody. Just make sure if you send her a message, say, hey, you saw her on the Rico no Suave show. Don't be going there and say, hey, how you doing? Can you hook me up with Will? No, don't be doing that, ladies. Don't be doing that, okay?
Thank you.
All right, here's the next one. I think we got some websites for you. Yes, we have destinyoutreach.org. Yes, make sure you basically go to that website, everyone, and make sure support, right? If you know youth, anybody from 18 to 35 as well, too, make sure you please contact the Destiny. That's what it is, the Destiny that's there, right? Make sure you go and connect with Danita there. All right, here's the last one. I think we have one more, and I think we have DanitaPatterson.com. Boom.
Yes.
All about the love, baby. It's all about the love. So make sure you go and support her. Make sure you blow up the website and make sure you go through it. Go through it. And if there's something that you want to get in contact with, make sure you go ahead and click on contact us and all of that great stuff. All right. All right, everybody. I want to thank you so much for actually being on the show. It was a great time. Very great time. And much love to you.
Thank you.
And we got to do a round two.
Let's do it.
We got to do it. We got to do round two.
Let's do it.
Now that I know you're going to be a Chicago boy, you got to do round two. We got to do round two. Once again, everybody, put your hands together for none other than Danita Patterson. Yeah. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. But yes, everybody, we're going to be back. We're going to be back on January 10th. January 10th, everybody, and I'm going to miss you guys. But it's the holidays. And the Rico no Suave show will be back, and we're going to be even stronger because we're going to have somebody live on this show, everybody. So make sure you please be with us as well. And I want you guys to make sure you have a great time as far as with the holidays. So we're going to put up our social media before we get out of here. Our social media is the first one. RicoNoSuaveShow.com. Yes, RicoNoSuaveShow.com. Make sure you go and follow us there. We have the archives there as well, too. So make sure you please go onto the website and check us out. Here's the next one. Instagram. You already know Instagram. Go ahead and follow us. Don't even play around. Go ahead. At Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and follow us there. Go into it right now. Next one is, boom, Facebook. Rico No Suave Show. We left, then we came back because they missed us. Yes, that's what it was. Facebook said we missed you. Come on back home. So that's what we did. So make sure you like and love everything we're doing there. All right, here's the next one. This was also one special to us as well, too. You already know. YouTube, everybody. Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you subscribe to our show. Subscribe to our channel. Click on that notification button when we upload shorts and also when we go live. You already know it's time to tune in. Last but not least, for my podcast, we got mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and check out the audio. And yes, if you want to listen to Danita Patterson in your car, you already know mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show on audio. Everybody, we got to get out of here, but I want to thank you guys so much for being on the show with us. Thank you, everybody, for all your great comments. We love you. We appreciate you. Happy holidays as we end off the show just like this.